welcome. Well,
Live action.
We've featured this organization, I think, a few months back, and Don Reithel and Diane Mikrit are here to talk about the women's hiking the Ozarks. And when you came earlier, it was you just got started with your organization. How has it grown since then, or if it has?
Well, it has grown, and we started actually, it's almost 3 years ago, exactly to the day, that I started it there with 2 other people, friends of mine, because I didn't really have anybody to hike with, and it's not safe to hike by yourself. And there are so many great places to hike, and
this is a great area.
Needed to have somebody to go with, so I started it, and since that time we've
Who's your first partner that you incorporated
The very
into
first
the group?
people that I hiked with were a friend of mine, Laurie, and another friend, Judy, and both of them are still members.
Good.
And since then we have grown now to about 60, I'm thinking.
Close to 60.
Close to 60 people.
And the age groups vary, I would imagine.
Yeah, from mid-40s all the way up into mid-70s.
So I would assume that before you go on a hike, you make sure that the hiking trail is not too strenuous for everyone that's going to go that day.
Why don't you take that one, Diane?
Well, I would say that our trails are challenging enough to make them fun. None of them are too difficult that we can't do them, but we've done some very, I would say some that are moderate to difficult.
Okay.
Do you use a hiking guide to determine that? Or does somebody kind of scout it out? Would you basically use a
Both.
hiking guide?
Both.
Guide.
Yeah, we use primarily Tim Ernst's books. We use a lot to scout them, and then we have trail coordinators who are the people that are responsible for each hike, and that person is responsible to make sure that to find out that the trail is clear, that we're going to be able to get through it. We hiked this morning, which is why we're.
And where did you go?
Today we went to the Dogwood Trail in Lakeview. It's in the amazingly, it's in the core park there in Lakeview, and a lot of people. We had about 7 new members today that came as a result of a story that appeared in the Baxter Bulletin.
Oh, good.
And they did not even. It's right there. It's right in Lakeview, and they didn't even know it was even there. We've probably hiked 60 different trails that are within an hour and a half's drive of this area
You
in the
said
last
60?
60.
Okay,
60.
Okay.
Do you do just day hikes, like short day hikes, or do you do the kind where you pack in a lunch and go for an extended period of time, or both?
We usually take our lunch, and the hike may take 2.5 hours, and then with lunch maybe it's a 3-hour time span. But sometimes we do shorter hikes. It's varied, which makes it fun and interesting too.
Who determines the hikes or the trails that you go on?
Good question. We have twice a year, there's a selection committee that we put together where there's 5 people, and those 5 people are usually veterans. I call them veterans, people that have been on several hikes. Diane has been on the selection committee before. I'm always on it because I'm the founder of the group. And then there are usually 4 other people that I choose. I get to have choice for that anyway. And we just choose the hikes for each session, what I call a session, which would be the fall, winter, and then the winter, spring session.
Yeah, because people don't hike in the summertime. Yeah,
No,
too buggy, too hot.
No. And plus, we've got the lakes and rivers, and that's where people want to spend their time in the summertime.
Do you coordinate some of the hiking trips around the spring flowers and fall foliage and that kind of thing?
We do.
She's our picture taker.
Yeah, you have to bring a camera if you want to have a little extra fun. And I take a lot of pictures. Especially, I've gotten interested in taking pictures of wildflowers. And I've learned so much about the wildflowers here in the Ozarks. And we have so many, and they're so beautiful in the spring. So it gives us the opportunity to get out there and see them, because every week you see different ones in the spring.
Now you mentioned new members. So what do you have to do to become a member? Because did these women just show up this morning, or?
No, the way we work it is that everything is done through emails. We don't have a website or anything like that. If anybody is interested, they have to contact me. They can contact me at dawn@beemanrealty.com. And that's my work email address, or they can call me at my home, which is 431-8769. And I will speak to them first, and then once I've talked to them and given them a little bit of information about the club, then they need to come on a hike. And once they've come on a hike, then if they are interested, which they almost universally are, then I will give that information to Diane, and Diane will then put them on a list.
Okay.
And
so there's
then
no
they get the
fees to
information.
join?
No,
Nothing like that?
no, we don't do fundraisers, we don't do luncheons, we don't do have officers, we're not anything, we hike. That's
Hike.
all we do.
We just want to get out into the beauty of nature and enjoy that and enjoy each other's company. We have just tremendously enjoyed each other. It's a great group of women, and they come from all of the areas locally here. Bull Shoals, Lakeview, Mountain Home, of course, Flippin, Yellville. We had one
Camellia,
today
Henderson, Theodosia, Missouri.
Well, how many people typically? You said you had 60 members, so how many
We
women
had
typically
we had
show up?
29 today, which
29.
was the most we've ever had.
Oh wow, that's a lot. Now you just carpool, or you just meet. You say we're going to meet at the trailhead at
And then-
8 o'clock or something like that.
Right.
Now,
But
you
it's
do
not
all
that
by
early.
email.
It's usually around 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
But so you just send out an email and tell everybody where to be and
Right. And
stuff
the
like
only
that?
thing people need is a hiking stick and a backpack or a fanny pack. She usually wears a fanny
My
pack.
hacking stick.
And
sturdy shoes.
shoes,
Yeah.
Good shoes.
hike shoes, good
Hiking
shoes.
shoes.
And that's it. But there's no charges, no dues, no meetings, nothing. We
Oh, so you
just
don't even meet once a month. You just
No, you don't
email
even
and
Don't.
just correspond that way. That's kind of nice. You don't put all
Very
that
simple.
extra baggage on your club.
No, and it's a lot of the people that are in the club are involved in other activities, so they get all of that from their other things. Like Diane is president of Audubon, and there are other people that are in master naturalists and
said master gardeners
master
and-
gardeners and herbalists and all the other outdoor things. So they get all that taken care of.
Good.
We just hike.
Once again, if you're interested in the group, they can contact you directly. Phone number.
Dawn@beemanrealty.com, which is my email address, or 431-8769. That's my home phone number.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot for being here.
Thank
Women
you.
Enjoy
hiking
yourself
in
while
the
you're out there in the
Ozarks.
Ozarks.
Oh, we always do.
All right. Thanks a bunch.
I invited you last time, and I'm going to invite you again to come and join us sometime.
When are
you can't
hiking?
come, though.
You can't come. You can't come. Well, I do a lot of hiking.
I know, and I told you you could come.
Well, I will have to get on your email list then. Do you ever hike
Okay.
over around
Diane.
do you ever
Sure.
hike over in Boone County on that side of the?
Yes, we do.
Good. Well, that's in my neighborhood now.
Yeah,
I'd be
okay.
thrilled to.
Okay.
Because I definitely fit that over 40 crowd.
Then you've interviewed us twice, and this time you can actually experience it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks so much for being here.
Okay.
Up next, we have Laurie Kasinger and David Johnson from the White River Marathon for Kenya. Stick around.